Have you been thinking about starting a Shopify business but are not sure how much it's going to cost? Well, in today's video, I'm going to take you through the exact costs that you need to put aside to get your business up and running on Shopify as quickly as possible. So, a quick note before I get started. This is just a guide, and all the numbers that I quote are based on what me and my clients spend on their business in general. In some countries, it's going to be a little bit more or a little bit less. So before going ahead and using this guide, check in your country to make sure that the costs match up when you're budgeting to get your business set up. Also, to make it super easy for you, I've included all the links down below to every resource that I talk about in this video. So it's best that you save this video to your favorites or to a playlist so that you can reference it when you're getting your business set up. Let's get started. First up, we're going to need a domain name so that people can find you based on the brand and business name that you're registered under. I like to use a place like Namecheap because you can put your brand name in there, and it can give you alternatives or suggestions based on the words that you want to be found for, and it will tell you whether they're available to register or not. A .com domain name usually costs around $5 to $15 a year, and you do have to pay that every single year. Or you can buy it in 2, 3, 4, or even 10-year chunks if you want to. Next, we're going to need to develop the look and feel of our brand. This includes things like logos, colors, and fonts. There are a couple of ways we can do this, and I'm going to take you through the cheapest to the most expensive. The first way is you can do it yourself, and you can do it for free. You can use a tool like Canva, which has a lot of pre-made logos that you can use and adjust to your own branding and colors. This is a really great option because it's free, and it will get you started really quickly. The only problem is that other people may use the same logo, so you may end up with the same logo as someone else, which means you won't stand out from the crowd. That's a drawback of using a free logo system. But I have a solution for that too. You can also use AI to generate your logo. And once it's done, make sure to go to Google Lens and upload your logo there. That way you'll be able to find if a brand is already using any similar logos. The next option is to use a service such as Fiverr or Upwork. This is really good because you can reach out to multiple designers to try and find one that fits with you. You can look at their portfolio and see what sort of logos they've done in the past and whether or not their aesthetic or design style matches yours. You can work directly with them to create a custom logo just for you. Logos on Fiverr start at around $5 and go up based on the complexity and design that you want from that designer. The third option, which is great but a little more expensive, is to use a service like 99 Designs. Now, 99 Designs is super awesome because they don't just create your logo, they can create an entire brand identity for you. Rather than just getting a little logo to put on your store, they'll give you something called a style guide. This includes all the brand elements you're going to need, such as your logo, color palette, typography, and overall look and feel. They can even design product packaging for you if you want. This is a real advanced and professional way to do it. So every touch point that your customers have with your brand is styled and matches really nicely and congruently. Branding packages on 99 Designs start at around $450 USD and can go up to thousands of dollars depending on the different elements that you want for your brand. So that's some of the fun stuff we want to set up. But we also have to do a little bit of the boring stuff. This is the business and tax structure setup. Every country is a little bit different, but there are some key things you're going to need to set up. The first one is registering your business or company, depending on the structure that you want. You're going to need to register for taxes, and you might even need to register a business name and some trademarks. You can work with a local entity in your country that's going to help you set up the structure that's right for you. I recommend speaking to an accountant or getting legal advice to find the right setup for you and your personal circumstances. In US, in terms of budgeting, we budget around $1,500 for every company that we set up. That covers our company structure, bank account setup, merchant facility setups, business name registration, and any other sort of tax implications we might have. It might be a little different in your country, but you need to have these things set up in order to trade properly in your country. Now, if you're watching this and wanting to start a Shopify business, then it means that you've already decided and tested some products already. I'm going to assume that and take you through the product costs now. That will go into setting up your business. So if you're going to do bulk imports from places like Alibaba, the best way to understand what your costs will be is to find the supplier you want to work with. Understand what your unit costs are, what the minimum order quantities are, and then do the calculation. The calculation is quite simple. Unit cost, you must have the quantity you want to buy. That is going to be your product cost. You're also going to need to allocate some money towards shipping because you need to ship those items from the supplier to your location, especially if they're not in the same country. If they are, you'll still need to ship them from wherever they are to wherever you are within the same country. If you're shipping from an overseas or international supplier, you're probably also going to need to think about import duties and taxes in your country. Sometimes there are custom duties, taxes, or clearance or quarantine fees, depending on what you're purchasing. So, work with your local government to understand those taxes and any duties, and account for that in your budget. Now, you're going to need somewhere to list and sell your products, and this is where Shopify comes into play. The reason I love Shopify is that it's by far the easiest, quickest, and most cost-effective way to get your online business up and running as quickly as possible. Shopify plans start at $29 a month, and they offer a free trial for 3 days and an extended trial of $1 to their new customers. I've put a link down below to that free trial. You'll also need a theme for your Shopify store. There are free themes out there, and they're okay. A good way to get started if you want a relatively basic site. However, if you want to add some features and have a really nice-looking site that works well with your brand, I highly recommend buying a Shopify theme from the Shopify marketplace. These themes start at around $90 and come with lots of features built in, meaning you won't need an agency or developer to customize the free theme to work the way you want it to. We also recommend budgeting about $100 per month for apps. Apps are super important in Shopify because they allow you to extend the features of the platform. Some of the apps we pay for include shipping integrations, upsells and cross-sells, feed integrations into ad tools, and so on. Apps are integral, and you need to budget for them in your business. We're now going to need to photograph our product, which will cost us some money as well. The first and cheapest way is to shoot the products yourself. Mobile phone cameras are so good nowadays that you can just use your phone to take photos of your products. However, I wouldn't recommend just putting it on your kitchen table and taking a photo. We recommend using a lightbox. It's a really good way to get your product online as quickly as possible and keep your costs low. These lightboxes are around $40 and super easy to set up, and you can put them anywhere in your house. The other option is to hire a professional photographer, which can cost anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 a day, depending on how many products you want to shoot, whether or not you need a model, or if you need any sort of props or anything to go along with it. The benefit of this is that you get a super high-resolution, high-quality photo that looks absolutely professional and provides a lot more trust and authenticity with your brand. The last thing we need to invest in is marketing. We've got our site and our business set up, now our product and everything else is ready, and we need to put it in front of people. We recommend 3 different marketing methods when you first start out with your store. The first is Google Ads. Google Ads can be really cheap and very effective, especially if you use them in conjunction with shopping ads, because they're shown in search results when people are looking for your product. The second thing we recommend is Facebook ads, which can also be cost-effective, especially when you're starting out, but be careful with these ads because you can burn through your budget very quickly. So we recommend starting small, doing lots of testing, and then slowly scaling it up as you see success. The third thing we recommend is influencers, which can be super powerful because they're already trusted by your target audience. You can reach out to them and ask them to promote your product, and many will be willing to do this for free or at a relatively low cost. To wrap this all up, the total cost you're looking at to start your Shopify business will depend on your choices, but here is a general breakdown. So we recommend you budget around $2,000 to $3,000 to get your store up and running, and to get those first sales coming in. Keep in mind this is just an estimate. If you want to save more money, you can certainly do a lot of the work yourself, especially when it comes to branding, photography, and design, to keep those costs down. Once you've got some sales coming in, you can then reinvest that money to improve your branding, your photography, and your marketing to grow and scale your store even further. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.